lost my shoe. Woo! All right, I am so fucking stoked right now because finally I'm getting on Royal Gorge and it should be at perfect flow to get the flush. I've been waiting so long to get this. I've always just never gotten here early enough, or the levels just weren't good. I just haven't got the chance to do it. I'm mainly at stakeout or just somewhere else, and I just don't get to California early enough on a normal season to be able to get Royal. But this year I was so fired up to be able to come earlier, and there was one run I had in mind. Everything else is great, but one thing I wanted to make sure I got this year, and that was Royal. And the flows are perfect. We tried to get it a few days ago, but it got too low. Then luckily after Fantasy, it shot right back up. Literally got off Fantasy, got a text from Ben Coleman. He's like, Royal's gonna be good tomorrow. So straight from one flush into hopefully another, and it's going to be all time. I wanted to go into Royal for so long. It's like literally my entire life I've been watching footage, and every year I'm like, this is the year, and then I always miss it. But no, it's finally happening. Unfortunately, like Fantasy, the road is still snowed over and they haven't cleared it. Should be about a 6-mile hike in, but because we got this sweet little truck from Hale, maybe we'll try to find a way to wiggle our way through the snow and get to the bridge, because not having a hike would be more ideal. But regardless, we have the hike. I guarantee it's gonna be worth it. I have no doubt in my mind. And I'm just so fired up right now. I could hike 12 miles, I wouldn't care, because I'm finally going to drop into Royal Gorge, and I think it is going to be so sick. Oh, so fired up. Let's go. We're walking down the road. First part of the snowbank looks like we can make it over, but we've got to see how this corner looks, because he's sick to be able to drive in, but better to walk than to get stuck. This is where I'm like, trucks are just the way to go. Solid part right here, and there's a truck that's already stuck on the side there. Two-wheel drive was not ideal here, because I think we should just send it. But that's just me. It's not my truck. And apparently there's one spot that the snow might be even worse than what we've seen. Luckily one of the locals is driving down on his dirt bike. You can go check it out and see what the snow looks like past this one big berm that we saw, because if it's just that one that we walked to, maybe we can work it out and drive all the way down. Well, looks like Hale's feeling sandy. There's like 2 or 3 pretty big berms. Keep your speed up and you should be good. I hope Hale doesn't get savagely stuck. We'll see what happens. Whew. I don't know how I didn't notice this morning when I was wearing flip-flops. Real ideal for walking through the snow. Yeah! First one down. Oh yeah. Got a Hale! You! Yeah! I love trucks. Phew! Sometimes all it takes is full throttle, four-wheel drive truck, and it's a bit of a sandy attitude. Hale kicked some ass, made it over the snow. Should be past all the hard parts. Now we should be able to drive all the way down to the bridge. I was willing to do the hike, but any day you get to rip around in a four-wheel drive truck and not have to do a hike, not a bad way to do it. Yeah, I'm stoked that we're gonna be able to put it at the bridge. It's gonna be so good. Let's go.
Still over there.
Woo! Finally get to see that sign. Apparently it looks a little bit on the lower end, but he didn't say it wasn't runnable, so fired up. We got to drive all the way down. Definitely would have been a pretty decent hike, but stoked we were able to rally in at the bridge. We're gonna have ourselves pretty sick 2 days. I'm so fired up. Woo! It's gonna be so good! Seen this booth in so many films and edits. Stoked. Fuck yeah. Woo! I wanted to hit that booth for so long. Finally here, Heath 1. It's like a perfect 40-footer. Then around the corner, Heath 2. It's like a 50-footer that has like a cave on the left. I've only been seeing footage of this for like my entire life. So stoked. Yeah, he's in the eddy. His skirt flew. You gonna be able to make it work from there?
Yeah, you can make that work, I think.
Okay. Hey, what's going on down there?
Someone swam. A whole bunch of people down there.
Really?
They're getting ready to, some of them are getting ready to run. Someone swam, went in the cave.
Oh. How you guys doing? Good. How bad is that cave?
With this flow, it's not that bad.
All right.
Yeah, but back in there.
Is it like it'd be hard? Could I clip his boat?
That'd be a little sketch.
I think 2 people with a rope there pulling across. That's gonna be the best bet.
I think I want to fire this up.
You want to go ahead and go?
Yeah.
If you feel good about it, you could go. I mean, you got people. He doesn't have a rope, but you got a rope on one side. If you make it, go ahead and stay with him on the right side. Don't run the next drop. So I'd say if that's already a pretty good spot, if there's a way to you guys can put your boat somewhere, I think 2 people could throw a rope to him, clip his boat, and then pull it out. Yeah. Feel it out, set it down. Well, unfortunately, hasn't been our strongest start at Heath 1 and 2. Looks like there's been a little bit of carnage here on Heath 2. Guy out of his boat in the cave. Looks like another person's about to fire up. I guess we caught another group that must have put in yesterday or something. Looks like 1 or 2 people did have good line heading through the gorge. And now 1 more person's gonna go. My hope is that we can find a way to get his boat out because we want to get his boat back. Well, after I run the drop, I'm gonna see if I can paddle into the cave, maybe help from there. But first gotta do Heath 1. Probably scout the line, but also I don't want to look at something on Heath 1. From the sound of it, I think he was able to get his boat. Dial it, you got it. What's happening? Looks like he broke his paddle. Let's do our own thing. I think they're good now. Let's do our own thing. I'm worried about my stern tapping here. I think for my first one, I'm just gonna focus on just flushing. Yeah. Maybe next time I come, I'll try something. Or if I feel like it felt really good, maybe I'll come back up. But for now, just get through it. Like I imagined. I'm a little worried about my stern tapping on the Cobra flip. If I found about a slicey boat, I could go where the flow is. Right. But with the main creek boat, I can't slice the stern under. I need that rock. That was just as glorious as I've always hoped. I decided to walk my boat back up. 1, because it'd be fun to do again, but also there's that little flake on the one side, and I really want to throw something, but I can't make up my mind yet. My biggest thing is I just feel like I'd feel pretty dumb if I landed on my side or hurt something while I'm trying to get my first flush.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, this would be such a perfect spot with the half slice. Yeah. Just a little worried because it's my offside and I haven't done one in Nirvana in 2 years. Like I've got it so dialed in my half slice. I would feel so dumb if I got hurt.
The first one.
For the first lap when I'm trying to get the flush. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it on this lap. All right, not gonna go for it this trip. I'd feel so dumb if I got hurt trying a Cobra flip on my first time on Royal when I'm trying to get my first flush. I don't think this is the lap to risk it. I'm gonna do another joy lap. Whew. That was fun.
I mean, at least to have someone on that side.
At least like ready to come down.
Yeah.
The thing is that there's not really anywhere for anyone to be if I'm knocked out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I could get on that point.
Yeah, I think that probably makes the most sense. If you're down for that, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
If you're down for that, appreciate it. Sorry about finally being here. Taking too long. Can you tell me why you swam in that eddy?
Well, I will tell you. So, I get a little nervous above most rapids. Got my nose plugs on, mouthpiece in, make sure the GoPro's working, take off, get a good first boost. Oh, I forgot to put on my skirt. Fucking Captain Jangle. It's even a first for me, but I dealt with it. worked it out, then I smashed my nose. Here we are on Dane's flush. It's still a good time.
First time for everything, going into a stout.
I know.
Into the stoutest gorge of the day.
And then they were like, just stay there, we gotta rescue somebody. I was like, sweet.
Sweet. All right, I need a breather.
I need some time to drain my...
Literally dropped my mouth guard. Don't know where it went. Still in college. Heath 2. Oh, wanted to do this drop for so long. It's gonna be great. You remember how to handle. A dry bag?
Yeah, a dry bag in the cave.
I can get it.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
All right, hell yeah.
I can get it. I'm not gonna risk anything, but I think I can get it. It looks like so backwards. Oh shit.
Got a camera, in-read.
What's up, boys? Good to see you. What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Fancy meeting you guys here. Everybody all good?
Yeah.
Well,
I've wanted to come through that gorge for a very, very long time.
oh yeah. We're gonna eat good tonight, boys.
Chilling for a minute below the gorge. Wait for these guys to finish some portage over there. So stoked to finally be on this run. And got to do the Heath already, which I've seen so much footage. It's taken way too long to finally run them. I felt like I folded in super nicely on Heath 2, got all tucked up, didn't have the biggest hit, but for whatever reason my paddle just like whoosh right out from my hands. I don't really know why that happened, but I thought it was broken for a second. Not that I felt it, but I was like, all right, nearly died. People walking around me is more dangerous than the drops. First main stout's done. So fired up. Phew.
I'm doing a little too hard left. On that flume, after watching everyone else, I was like, oh, I'm going to move harder left, get the biggest skip. I got a little too far left, hit the wall and like back ended off of it. Easy, nailed it. Haha, that was nice. That's another rattlesnake. I'm here at Cobra's Drop. I think Annual did the first few of this back in like 2016, and he's still the only one that's run it. Yeah, very, very stout entrance into a pinch that boils off of like a 15-footer, but it all lands on rock, pretty much the whole right side. Yeah, that's a stout move. Out for me today. I got bitch slapped by the curler more than I expected. We're gonna camp right here. So you think if we want to run it, we should go look at it now? Oh, okay. Yeah, rattlesnake.
so much footage of, finally getting to do it. So I guess the water's gonna be a bit too low in the morning, so we're gonna go ahead and do it now. While the water's nice and high. Well, not high, but a good level for it. Woo! Yeah! That was sick! Woo! Up, up, up! Woo! Woo! Skirt flew. That was good. You just landed like a little on the side. Alright. Putting a backup card on my camera so I don't lose everything I've gotten so far. Woo! All the boys made it look pretty good. My turn. I enjoyed that. Just so fucking stoked to be in this gorge, doing all this stuff I've been watching since I was a kid. Love it, so good. Dan, you were saying that if you guys are interested in running it, one, I can go do safety, but today's the day instead of tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I could be standing there with the rope and stuff in case you guys want to throw your paddle since you have breakdowns.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think you guys said you don't have any more breakdowns, eh?
No, we don't.
Yeah, I would recommend throwing then. Dude,
yeah.
so good. So good.
So good.
Oh, we're in Royal. That light is so sick. Well, that was such a great way to finish already. Awesome day. I should say epic day. Just so unreal finally being in this gorge. I'm just so happy. So good. Oh, and the clothes feel like exactly what I would want. So fired up on how this week has turned out. Straight from fantasy into here. Man, just so good. And that was a fantastic way to finish the day off strong. We hiked our boats back up and our gear upstream of the drop where we're going to be camping, but right when we got there is when the other crew that we passed caught back up to us, so a few of them wanted to run it, so I'm going to help out with safety, and you know, hard to pass up the chance to watch a few more people run a drop like this. Yeah, fired up. Hope those guys have clean lines. Oh, shit! Woo! You got it! Woo! Y'all good? Alright, those guys had some solid lines. Now it's time to go get warm, have some food, because I am hungry.
I think only having Clif Bar for breakfast was a bad idea. I'm so hungry.
Hell might have forgotten to put his skirt on, but he didn't forget the pizza. Maybe I gotta cash in on the rescue. Be like, hey, remember that time I roped you after rattlesnake? You wanna just give me one of those pizzas? Woo! Alright. Finally had some dinner and that helped so much. I was so hungry. Probably should have had a bigger breakfast. But today was so good. So sick to finally see all those drops in that section that I just seen so much footage of. Said it before, I've said it again. I'm just fucking stoked to be in here. Today was great. I had so much fun. Rattlesnake was such a great way to finish it off. As epic as today was, we're still very far from done. I'm gonna sleep here tonight, wake up nice and early. Not only do we have a few more mega stouts like Scotch Drop, which I am super nervous but so fired up to see them all because I've wanted to see that thing in person forever. Also got Ribena afterwards, which is that stout 70-footer. Those are the last two to put together the flush. But then once that's done, it is not done right then. There's about 45 miles of kind of like Mankey Rapids out to where the takeout is, which should take us most of the day. So yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a long day out, but I'm sure it's gonna be so good. Just so fired up that all of this came together. finally got to check out Royal. And right now, levels are looking primed to be able to finish off the flush tomorrow, which I basically wanted to do forever. Oh, so stoked. Can't wait for tomorrow. It's gonna be all time. Phew. Gonna be a big day. Gotta have a big breakfast. All right, 7:35. Sun's almost to the river. Time to start getting ready because we have a lot of ground to cover today and plenty of stouts in between. Here we go. Woo! Day 2. That's a good sequence.
Yeah, I knew when you come around the corner because I knew you're like, oh shit.
Bounced these Scots for the first time. Ooh. Woo! Stout. Rock there. But I'm so fired up to run this. I'm so sick. Is there a lot more that continues under the drop, or is it mainly what you see?
I mean, the people that hit that rock have blown out of the flow, and they're like falling on the right side of that flow.
With like right momentum.
Yeah, so like as long as you turn it back and you're going straight downstream.
As long as you're
really
with the
deep.
flow, you're good. It's
Yeah.
not like half the flow lands on
Right,
the rock.
you just don't want your nose over right.
Yeah, you don't want to overclimb it.
Yeah. That drop is just one of the stoutest sequences out there. This first drop is just a super stout curler. It's a little hard to climb over, but the problem is you don't want to blow past it because it lands on rock on the right, and it's still a pretty tall drop. Now the second one has like almost like a big hole in the middle, but then a lot of like weird rocks, kind of like on the outflow. But then after the outflow, it makes like a 90-degree turn left with a huge flake. And if you were to buck off the right side of the flake, it goes into the wall. So you want to stay left of the flake and try to like get out of the way. But it's got a rowdy entrance into that flake. You don't have a ton of control on where you're going to go off the flake. And then when you hit the flake, a lot of weird things can happen. Some people get their bow up, some pitch, some turn. Seems a lot of different lines off that bottom drop. I'd like to be a little on the farther right side of the second drop entrance, but there's not a whole lot of time in between. So wherever I come out, just keep my boat straight. Try to stay on the left side of the flow and hit the flake. Get my bow left again. Stout, but I'm so fucking fired up. It's gonna be great. I thought I lost my mouth guard yesterday, but it ended up falling out of my life jacket into my boat. This was one of those drops, NYBina. I was just like, Wybina? I think I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Either way, the 70-footer downstream, I really wanted my mouth guard. But Scott's drop especially, I was like, of all the days to lose my mouth guard, I wish it wasn't during the Royal Flush. Here we go! That was so sick! Oh, that felt so glorious!
Dude, that was fucking
Thanks for the
sick.
safety, dude.
Nice job.
Woo! That was so sick! That was like as good as I could have wanted. I like that first move, got on the pillow, kept my bow up. I was like, oh, that already felt so good. And the second one, flowed through it, felt really good, made it super far left on the flake at the bottom. And then I was just like, I kind of bucked me a little. I tried to save it, and I thought I was just gonna like bump the rock or do something weird. But then as soon as I landed the second one, it just came flying out. Oh, that was so stout, but so sick. I'm so fired up that that went so well. I love it. Oh, this is so sick. Ah, I wanted to do that for so long. And it like went like exactly like I've always wanted. Whew. Yeah. Just one more stout to go. Whew. Woo. Yeah. About to go see Lavina for the first time. Final piece for the Royal Flush. Yeah. Made it. This drop, I've seen it give off some good looking lines and some atrocious lines. So they kind of have a weird seam at the lip, and a lot of times it happens people get a little swallowed, but then it hits a flake like 15 feet down that like explodes the water. So a lot of times I see people get a bit swallowed at the lip, and then they like explode out from the kicker. It's a funky one. I'm stoked though. So fired up. One last piece of the puzzle for the Royal Flush. It's taking me too long to make this happen, but better late than never. Yeah, got a little bit longer to chill. It should take those guys about a half hour to portage. And it'll be time to send this thing. So stoked. Those guys are working their way down. Getting pretty close to game time. Got the waterfall this year. Love it. Woo! Final drop. Yeah! Let's go! Great! Oh, that was so sick! Ah! Finally got the flush! That was glorious. And it felt like exactly like I wanted. Felt the bump, set my angle through my paddle. Oh, so soft. That was so sick. Ah, I can't believe I got the Royal Flush. EG is such a savage being the first person to put that all together in one trip. That took way too long to do. Basically all the lines I could have hoped for and all the drops, especially Scott, it really could not have gone much better than that. I'm so fucking fired up right now. Yeah! Woo! Glorious! So stoked right now. Woo! Thanks for helping out, bud.
Man, glad you got the flush.
Back-to-back flushes, not a bad 4 days. Thanks for helping out, safety dude.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Thanks, Dane. That was all time. I can't believe how long it took me to finally get the Royal Flush, especially getting it back-to-back with the Fantasy Flush. It's been a stout 4 days. But man, that was as glorious as I could have hoped. Solid crew, perfect water levels, basically all the lines I could have, like, I basically went exactly how I could have hoped. Like, none of them were like this or that. It was exactly like I wanted. All soft hits everywhere. Yeah, that was all time. It has taken me way too long to get this, but better late than never. Been some of the best 2 days. So stoked to put it all together. Feel just as good as I did at the top, which is always fun when you run that many stouts. But no, that was been an all-time few days. Been such a sick time being in Royal. Just finally getting to see everything I've been seeing since I was a kid. Put it all together, had the lines I wanted. Now, hard stuff's done. Now we got about 45 miles of mank out. Something like 7 or 8 hours to get out of here. Gonna be a long paddle out, but I'll just be thinking about all the sick stuff I got to do today and yesterday. Gonna get back, reset a little bit, find out what comes in next. But this has already been such a sick Cali season, and it's only just begun. Let's go.